What was going through your mind? How amazed were you to see your roadster up there with Starman just cruising along with the Blue Planet? And how long will we be getting live views, do you think, from the car?
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. We'd have way better CGI if it was fake. And you know, the colors all look kind of weird in space. There's no atmospheric occlusion. You know, like everything looks too crisp. But we didn't really test any of those materials for, you know, is it space hardened or whatever, you know. So it just has the same seats that like a normal car has. It's just literally a normal car in space, which I kind of like the absurdity of that. And if you look closely, on the dashboard, there's a tiny roadster with a tiny spaceman. So, because Hot Wheels made a Hot Wheels roadster, and a friend of mine suggested, hey, why don't you put that Hot Wheels roadster with a tiny spaceman on in the car too? I'm like, that'd be cool. Sure. So we did that. I mean, it's kind of silly and fun, but I think that's, you know, silly fun things are important. And normally for a new rocket, you know, they'd launch like a block of concrete or something like that. I mean, that's so boring. And I think that's just the imagery of it is something that's going to get people excited around the world. And it's still tripping me out. I mean, I'm tripping balls here.
Did you hear that? Elon Musk is tripping balls. He also said, you can tell it's real because it looks so fake. Elon Musk may be tripping balls, but there are some video editing professionals who are asking if some people were tripping over stage props on the set where this was possibly filmed. Elon stated that no testing was done to his personal Tesla Roadster to see how it would fare in the harsh environs of outer space. This has prompted skeptics to raise other questions, such as, how would the Roadster's paint and interior be affected as it traveled into the cold of space? According to the physics fact book, space registers at 2.73 degrees Kelvin, which is minus 270.42 degrees Celsius, or minus 454.75 degrees Fahrenheit. Here is a small clip of the Tesla Roadster as it is being released from the cargo bay of the Falcon Heavy rocket. Another question being raised by skeptics is, how are the Roadster's tires staying inflated? According to the physics fact book, let me scroll down here. The pressure in outer space is so low that many consider it as non-existent. It has a pressure of 1.322 times 10 to the minus 11 Pascal. The infinite vacuum of space should be wreaking havoc on the seal between the tire and the rim. This is a clip from the 4-hour live stream. Look closely at the rim. Do you notice anything strange? I see the Earth through the tire. There seems to be a missing brake rotor. Pictured here is a 2008 Tesla Roadster, identical to the one that was launched. Ask yourself, would you be able to see through the wheel well of this vehicle? It has been said, quote, tyranny is the deliberate removal of nuance, unquote. In this high-tech age of deceit, I am not going to blindly accept the narratives presented in the mass media without a closer examination of the subject at hand. Miyamoto Musashi once said, truth is not what you want it to be, it is what it is, and you must bend to its power or live a lie. As we watch SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket take off, I would like to point out a major flaw in logic of many NASA fanboys. If A, the antecedent occurred, then B, the consequent necessarily occurred. If we saw the Falcon Heavy take off, then necessarily the footage that we saw of the Tesla Roadster being jettisoned from the Falcon Heavy cargo bay must also be true. This is an example of a propositional fallacy. I think it is important to mention that Elon Musk is a very successful entrepreneur and a visionary. He has positioned SpaceX to be the leader in private space transport, with headquarters in Hawthorne, California, low Earth orbit launch sites at Cape Canaveral, Vandenberg Air Force Base, and Kennedy Space Center, with additional testing facilities in McGregor, Texas. They have numerous commercial contracts, as well as contracts with NASA and the Defense Department. Thousands of people are employed at these locations. It is important to keep in mind that SpaceX and Elon Musk's Tesla Motors receive staggering amounts of government subsidies and tax credits from the American taxpayer, providing a safety net for all of his projects. Like many others before him, Elon understands it is far less risky to gamble with other people's money than your own. California is notorious for having some of the highest tax rates on average in the country. This arbitrarily rewarded tax credit advantage certainly makes it more feasible to survive in an onerous tax environment, saying nothing about the edge it gives Elon over his competitors. Despite the tax credits, the day after the SpaceX launch, Tesla Motors reported a $675.4 million net loss for the final quarter of 2017 and a $1.96 billion deficit for the year. Did Elon seem like a man concerned about that during the press conference at the beginning of this video? We will have more on this story on episode 2 of BSYN News.